For the second time in 1 week, the Independent National Electoral Commission has insisted that it has the capacity to transmit unhindered election results from far-flung parts of the country, again contradicting claims by both the National Communications Commission and the National Assembly. While the latest claim is putting more wind in INEC's sail, civil society organizations, statesmen, politicians, and lovers of credible elections are besieging the National Assembly to revisit the issue and approve the unconditional electronic transmission of election results. INEC's National Commissioner for Information and Voter Education, Festus Okoye, insisted that the Commission has uploaded results from very remote areas, even from areas where one has to use human carriers to access, adding that the Commission has the capacity and the will to deepen the use of technology in the electoral process. So, broaden this out, I have joining me in the studio the former Minister of Communication, Adebayo Shittu. Thank you so much for joining us on TVC News.
You're welcome.
So I really want to know, because the debate has been on and on, who really is afraid of the election or electoral or electronic transmission of the electoral process?
Well, your guess is as good as mine. Let me start by thanking you for bringing me on board on this discussion. Like I said, your guess is as good as mine. What's important is for us to go back to the Constitution of Nigeria. The Constitution of Nigeria deliberately crafted INEC to be independent National Electoral Commission. This presupposes that in its operation, it must be completely free of any pressure or any influence from any individuals or organizations, whether government or private. So I don't see any reason why anybody, particularly the National Assembly, with due respect to our distinguished members in the National Assembly, why they would want to, circumscribe the powers, the responsibilities, the operations of INEC. To my mind, if they have passed the bill, circumscribing the powers of INEC, Mr. President should, kindly ensure that he doesn't append his signature to it.
Well, some of the argument has been that we don't have adequate network coverage across the nation, that there are some places, especially some far remote areas, it's very difficult for them to get there, conduct election, and transmit the election results electronically.
Well, the submissions and response of INEC, belies that position of those arguing for circumscribing, the powers of INEC. INEC has come to say that they don't have any problem getting information using digital technology to all parts of Nigeria, and they are in the best position to say, this is about wind technology, this is about communication. There is hardly any part of this country today where you cannot reach, using digital technology, SMS, WhatsApp, and all of that. And to my mind, we should, if there are still deficiencies, in the process of getting communication to all other parts of Nigeria, NCC should ensure that those gaps are filled, using the resources available to them.
Well, this is something that a lot of people really want to see, especially when it comes to having credible elections. In what better way do you think we can have sanity in our electoral process, whereby whenever election is conducted and transmitted, even the people will trust the process themselves?
You see, the problem with us in Nigeria is not about laws or about technology. It's about us as people who always want to cut corners. Unfortunately, most of us in this country, and I say this, with regret, we always want to cut corners. So it's not about the law. People will talk of changing, they are amending the Constitution, they will talk of various other things. Whatever is the system, Nigerians will try to, find corners to satisfy their own greed for power, their own greed for money, their own greed for influence. So I think there's need for moral rearmament. Time was we used to have, operation, to moralize Nigerians. A lot of times when you talk about moralization, people think you are talking just about religion and all of that. And because a lot of people detest, godliness, they try to bring in arguments which are, completely puerile. I believe our problem in Nigeria is the Nigerianness, the Nigerian factor in our lives. So many things that many other countries are getting right, we are always getting it wrong. Not because it is impossible for us to get things right, but because we deliberately want to cut corners. So to my mind, I think NOA and other organizations should buckle up and improve on, moral, struggle, moral revolution, so that we can, change as a people.
It remains to be seen how this is going to pan out at the end of the day as 2023 really approaches. Thank you so much, former Minister of Communication.
Thank you.
Adebayo Shittu, really appreciate.
You're welcome.